Shalom. All praise, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh Shemau Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutations to the Akim, the Confusion of Face Akim joined unto our ranks that are doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. And salutations to the Akwaf that are actually listening and learning. I watched a video on college in America for the elite. Hey, dog gonna start playing right as I turn on the Salakia. All right, but I watched a video on college situation here in America and how out of hand it is. Monetarily wise, the money that's used. And it said on average at some of the most prestigious colleges, the average student is $200,000 in debt after 2 years of college, man. And basically a lot of these girls, they have websites where you go to date to pay your college bills, to pay your tuitions. You go on date with older men. Some of them are even going on dates with professors from other colleges and things of that matter. They even had an episode on one of those daytime talk shows on this subject, man. So you got these mature men and educators who in some cases are old enough to be the fathers of a lot of these women that they're dating, man. Okay, not to mention the other debauchery that goes on, in college. The sex with different guys over and over again, the group sex, all the things that happens, man. Sending your daughter off to college is basically sending her off to professional horror school, man. And I mean, it just is what it is. Let me get a couple of scriptures. This is Sirach chapter 26, verses 8 through 10. And it reads, "A drunken woman and a gatter abroad causeth great anger, and she would not cover her shame." And when you look at the parties and the toplessness and like I said, all the different men, it can be quite shameful to a family, to a father or a mother, But flip side of that coin is that America embraces this and glorifies this sort of behavior, this sort of thing. All right. And this is a shameful thing. All right. And it says, "And she will not cover her own shame. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids." And as I was watching the video, they were showing all the makeup and stuff that was on the faces of these girls on their profiles, man. All right. They will be heavily, heavily made up. All right. Verse 10. "And if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty." And that's what we're watching. We're watching these young women, these young Americans, abuse themselves with overmuch liberty because Esau Edom, who is the so-called white man, pushes that woman is equal or above the man. All right. And it destroys, so these women go out and live these filthy, unholy lives. And then these are the same women that you're trying to marry and make the woman of your, make the mother of your children. They get into their 30s, man, and they've been with hundreds of men, man, hundreds. Okay. And now all of a sudden you want your child to come out of a polluted, used up woman like that. And they got the nerves to get married in a white dress. Okay. So shame on them and shame on the men who desire these women, man, because there was a time in the past, all right, in a very righteous past, that women like that would get passed over or they would just be treated as such. You would be labeled as a whore, and that would be that's how you'd make your money and make your living, because no man from any dignified family would marry you. Right? You might have some of those very same said men from those families may come and visit you at your place of work, but conjugal visits. But as far as marrying you and having children with you, that wasn't what that was not. One of the worst insults that you could call someone is a son of a whore, or child of a whore. And unfortunately, almost every American born, that is the case. Worldwide with the so-called white man in charge, because women aren't pure like they're supposed to be, man. You know, as the Lord intended it to be. All these women have been with multiple men before they marry the man. And truth, according to the Bible, according to God's word, and being that the majority of the earth is so-called Christian, when you go to the book of Genesis, it clearly tells you that sex is marriage, man. So the woman, the first man that she ever lies with, that's her husband for life, man, until he dies. A woman's body was meant to be with one man. All right. And if you equate the woman's body to the earth, just as the woman is defiled, the earth is defiled, man, under the inhabitants thereof, man. Esau, Edom, has defiled the earth under his rule, man. And the earth is under that vibration. All right. Let me get on with a couple more notes that I wrote down about the things that was in this particular. And it was a RT video. All right. You got drugs and drug dealers. They're flourishing, man, because a lot of these kids, they're not only doing illegal drugs, but they're doing approved drugs. I wouldn't say approved, but drugs that are they're doing drugs that you can get from the pharmacy, all these different pharmaceuticals, so they can stay alert, so they can study and stuff. So actually for that balance, because it's very few that actually sit up in their dorm and don't do and participate in all the wickedness, and all they do is go to school and study. No, they go out and party and join celebrities, and and I mean not celebrities, but sororities and fraternities, and they do all these things so that they can get a higher place in the world, man. And a college ground is just a breeding place for debauchery and wickedness and recruitment for Esau's elite societies and things of that nature, man. And that's why they do this. And all the matter of wickedness that it takes to join unto these sororities and fraternities, man. And then they're the ones who actually try to, pass and get their grades right so they can have a proper, GPA and that whole sort of thing. A lot of them turn to these pharmaceutical drugs. So you have that balance of illegal drugs, pharmaceuticals, and it just creates a melting pot of wickedness, man. Right? And so these drug dealers are doing well. It's like, damn, let me go up to the college campuses and start selling, whatever it is that keeps you alert, keeps you awake, Yeah, so basically, man, you sending your daughters and your sons off, especially your daughters, basically, like I said, to go and slut themselves off, man, and get drunk on Babylon wine, man. Okay? Let me get a couple more scriptures. This is Proverbs 22 and 6, and it reads, Salaki, wrong scripture. There we go. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he shall not depart from them. So you want to teach your sons and your daughters the truth, man, so that they know to depart from wickedness, man, and not to shame themselves, shame their power, shame their father and their mother, man. Okay? You don't want them you want them to have a base of righteousness and understanding of the scriptures in a sense of who they are, so that they and I'm talking about Israelites here, the hell with the heathens, man. Okay? So that they can keep themselves within the realms of the law, so that they can please the Most High, man. This is Psalms 21 and 7, and it reads, "The robbery of the wicked shall destroy them. They refuse to do judgment," man. So, and that's another thing, man, is that, these schools are just set up to rob you and keep you in debt perpetually, man. That's all. It's a scam. All right. The books, the universities, the textbooks, first of all, they're all full of lies and bullshit and indoctrination. Now, you're not really learning. You're just being indoctrinated. And then on top of that, it's a racket. They're making money, man. Yeah, so I'm back. Dog's got a little unruly Salakia. But yeah, you don't want to, you sending your sons and your daughters off to these places, man. And the same thing with sending your daughters off to the military, man. It's pretty much the same thing as sending them off to college. And then and it's just the amount of wickedness that goes on in places like that it's like going back to ancient Rome, man, being in the brothels. you know, because that's pretty much what they get immersed in, you know. Let me grab another scripture. A lot of scriptures in Proverbs here. This is Proverbs 22:1. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold, man. Because quite frankly, all the wealth on this side is quickly coming to naught, man. We're on the verge of World War III. Okay, the nations of the world are ditching the dollar, and they're dealing with Russian and Chinese currency, and it's hurting American markets. You know, you can clearly see that the Israelis are losing their military advantage over the nations in the Middle East, which America set that up, helped set that up, you know, in Britain. They set that up so that they can have a stronghold, you know, in that part of the world, man. And now, you know, these nations are standing up to them and actually defeating them, shooting their planes out of the sky, man. That's never happened before. All right, which is going to cause them to strike now, because the longer they wait, the more at a disadvantage they're going to be. So they got to strike now while they're strong, man. And so, hey, we're just a one event away from utter chaos, man. All right, from World War III. And them nations are over there fighting pretty hard right now, man. You got multiple nations in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, okay? All right, so let me go back to this to these notes that I wrote down about the show that I watched. And there was this young Indian girl, all right? And it says her mind and body are in a different place during sex, because she's one of those girls I'm talking about that's on that website. And all they do is date different older men and successful men, and they get basically, and they go out on dates with them and that whole sort of thing, and they have sex. And they do that in turn for paying their bills, their car notes, their phone, or whatever it is that needs to be done, man. All right. So like I said, you know, they're to avoid the heavy debt. Because when you look at the circle of debt in America, you know, college debt is at an all-time high. You know, personal debt, the credit card debt, you got a housing bubble that's about to, all these bubbles that are about to pop, man. You got the car bubble, the used car bubble, all right? And America's getting dire, and they can't control the scenario anymore. So when all else fail, they crash the markets and they go to war. And that's what you're witnessing. The markets crashed literally 3 times, you know, and they had to run and get the things that they pump on them and say clear, and brought them back to life just for a moment, man. All right. But all the signs of what happened in 2006 are happening now, man. All right. But yeah, this girl said that, because when they showed this Indian girl, she was in the car with some Jake in England. So because they were going back and forth from America to England. That's how you know that America came out of England, man. They're one and the same, you know. That scripture's in Revelation, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's the 16th chapter. I could be. Don't quote me on that, you know. But America definitely came out of England, man. All right, it's an extension of it, which is an extension of the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire was wounded but did not die. And through Britain came in America. And America, one of the spiritual names of America is Rome. Okay? But, yeah, but she was riding around in the limo with this Jake. You know, he was 48 years old. And this girl he was twice her age and then some change. And like I said, he actually could have been her father. So, you know, what man wants his young daughter, in and out of bed with a bunch of men? You know, that's a shame unto him. Okay, and it's just wrong. It's just morally wrong. America is culturally, morally, and financially bankrupt, man. All right, but yeah, I'm sure that girl's father saw that in her family and her friends, and you know, I imagine that you know, she wouldn't be too welcome back in her country. Especially after they saw her jumping in and out of that limo with that Jake, you know, this Elamite, this Indian girl, you know. But I'm sure her father was not very proud of her. You know, she probably wouldn't even be welcome in his house, man. You know, the other nations, man, Elam and Ishmael, they take that sort of thing, and some of those Arab nations, man, they take that sort of thing serious, man. What you got that one porn star, little hot chick, little Ishmaelite chick, I forget her name, Khalifa or something, or whatever the hell her name is. I've never seen one of her movies. I have seen images of her, and the girl is hot. I got it. You know, she's very attractive. And, you know, especially when she start doing all them videos with you know, Jake, them big old donkey hung Jakes, man. You know, and then she getting death threats. She can't come back. She can't go anywhere near the Middle East. So she's stuck over here to burn with Babylon, man. Really doesn't matter where she goes. She's going to get put to death for that wickedness regardless, man. But this is Sirach 26 verses 11 and 12. Watch over an impudent eye and marvel not if she trespass against thee. So, hey, these women are going to just go against you regardless, man. Your wives, your daughters, it's more likely to happen than not. And that's just a brutal, uncomfortable truth, man. Verse 12, she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler. All right. When she have found a fountain, and that fountain is making reverence to a penis. All right. All right. And she shall drink every water near her. And these girls, you know, a lot of them, they're swallowing. These girls is they're swallowing all these different men. That's why a lot of them be so bugged out. And what a lot of people don't understand is that the male's DNA attaches to her brainstem, man. So then, you know, she's been with more partners than she can even count, you know, all throughout college. And she graduates college, goes into the professional world, and then she screws her way to, she sucks to succeed. She sucks seed. All right. So now in her mid to late 30s, she's trying to get pregnant and want to have babies and all the hell and get married, you know. And then she's bringing forth children out of this super polluted body. And then she wants to rule and control over the simp that's with her, man. Why? She got, you know, a couple hundred different DNAs attached to her brainstem, man. That's in constantly at war with the man that she's with now. All those spirits attached to her. Okay? Verse 12 again. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he have found a fountain, and shall drink of every water near her. And by every head she will sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. So she gonna take in all those different penises, man. You know, sometimes multiple at a time, man. One in each hole, that whole sort of thing. Which is beyond disgusting, but you know that happens every day, all day long. Especially on college campuses. Okay? And to show you that it's all a scam and it's all a joke, they had Barack Obama in this, giving a speech when he was president. And he said in his speech that he and Michelle only had just paid off their college debt, you know, about 5 or 6 years before. All right, so what he made it into office when he was like in his late 40s or 50s, something to that effect. Right, and they had just paid off their college debt. And here it is, the president of the United States just paid off his college debt. And everyone's clapping and applauding like, yeah, like, no, that's sad. That's disgustingly sad. Here this man is holding the highest position in America, all right? And he just finished paying off his college debt? What is that saying about everyone else, man? Who's nowhere near where he is? Hey, this place is finished, man. All right? Because as the king is, so is the people, man. Hey, so with that, I hope this was an edifying lesson. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Bashem Now Shai and Abba Babal.